What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode number 53 of Project XTalk, an Xbox podcast. Remember, if you like Xbox and games in general, make sure to join us live every Thursday here on YouTube. If you can't catch us live, we post every Friday morning on your favorite podcast service. If you could, please head on over whatever service you're on. I know about 47% of you really like Apple, but I'm saying 47% of you aren't leaving us reviews over there. So when you're about to load up the podcast, why don't you just hit that 5-star review, maybe write a little comment, bring some people on over to the podcast. It does help us grow, and we do appreciate it. And maybe if you do it, I'll read them here on the show and give you a little shout out. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon. And today we got the full gang, Tom, Garrett, and Aman. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing good.
Aman, you alive over there, buddy?
I think it's weird.
I was muted. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
He's on one today, boys. He's on one today. Well, that's good. It's a little warm here in New York, especially for mid-October. Not a fan, Tom. I'm enjoying the colder weather in the morning.
Sweating over here.
You guys up in Canada and the UK probably don't know what we're talking about. You know, it's probably nice
Ready?
and cold
Isn't
over there.
it like October?
Yeah, I mean, it's October everywhere.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
if it's October where you are, it's October here.
Okay. Now, is that
Yeah.
better or worse than 56 weeks in a year?
No, 56
No,
weeks
it's like
in a year
14
is still
degrees
pretty
here, so
bad.
it's not.
14 degrees, that's freezing.
Dude, you're
Okay,
in
I'm
the
pretty
middle
sure
of
I'm
winter?
lagging because I said the October
No,
thing,
but
like
he's
an hour
in
ago.
Celsius. So that would be like, what,
I know he's
14
in Celsius.
degrees?
I was
Okay.
being
14
smart
degrees
ass.
Celsius.
Oh yeah, you guys use a weird system.
Yeah. We're like.
But guys,
+7
I'm pretty
right
sure
now?
I'm lagging. 1 second.
You
I'm
are.
pretty sure I'm
Yeah.
lagging.
Oh, yeah,
you're
horribly.
pretty far behind. You're pretty far behind. Great start to the podcast. Well, I'm going to ignore him on for right now. But as we do each and every week here on Project XTalk, we start each episode by going around the room and asking one simple question. And that question is, what you playing? So I'm going to throw it over to Tom first. What you playing, my guy?
Barely played any games this week, honestly. That is not RuneScape.
Oh, my God.
Let me explain this. So there was a new game mode that came out last weekend, and it's called Group Iron Man. Pretty much what that is, you get a group of buddies together. Everyone starts from level 1, and you can only trade within your group. So it's pretty neat because we all have our little plans of what we're going to do to help contribute to the group. I know you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's fun. Trust me.
How
Give it a
long does
shot.
the game last?
Let's see. Considering I've been
I have no
playing
idea
this
what you're
game
talking
for
about.
over 15 years, it never ends, buddy.
Well, I know,
And-
but like this Iron Man, this new mode.
It never
So you
ends.
can only share. Like, so your group is just always there? Like, but what if the guy that you want, like, let's say, wood from just isn't on?
So they have a system. If a player is really inactive, they can leave the group, and then you can like sub someone in, but they also have to start from
Can
scratch.
you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, man, we hear you, buddy.
Yeah, we
You
got
hear
you.
us? All right. Okay. Cool. Frozen again.
Besides that, come on, you're killing me here, buddy. Can I say
Professionalism.
besides that, I also started playing Far Cry. What is it? 6? Yeah, Far Cry 6. I'm loving it so far. I've never played Far Cry New Dawn, so I never got to experience the RPG elements that came from that game. But I'm really appreciating all the new features in Far Cry 6, and I love the island. I love the villain so far, played by Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. Gus nails his role here. I love the island. I love all the Spanish music. That's right up my alley. So yeah, I'm loving it.
You and Garrett are like two of the only people. All the reviewers I'm hearing talk about Far Cry are like, it's the same old bland stuff. He makes decisions that make no sense for his character. So like, you guys are going against the grain for well, maybe not because I guess a lot of people like it, but the reviewers I listen to.
Yeah, so you need to find new reviewers. So
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
there's nothing wrong with if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach.
Oh, I don't know about that. You always
Well,
want to
no.
innovate a little bit.
They did.
I think they're innovating in the right ways, though. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Like I noticed with like Far Cry 5, how they just like classified all weapons into what was it? It was like gray, green, blue, purple, or yellow. And just like those were your classes of weapons, and you could just always tell which weapon was better than one another. At least in this one, you could do that in a sense. Like it still got your power rank of 1 through 5, but then you got all the mods that you could add onto it to just add more depth to things, to add more personal choice.
Exactly. It helps change our play style because now you have to focus on do I need armor piercing rounds or am I better off with not having armor piercing rounds? It's so good. It really does change it up a lot. You have to think before you go into a battle. When you scout out the area, you can see what's there. You can see maybe if it's full of vegetation, you be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to pull out my flamethrower for this mission because I'm just going to incinerate the grass and everyone's going to burn to a crisp.
Yeah.
And it's fun. There's nothing wrong with. They did change enough. It's still Far Cry ultimately, but the additions they did add definitely adds to the game. Oh, by the way, this is someone.
Next one.
This is someone from.
Talking over each other.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you remember when Garrett? I'm not Garrett. When Kevin was, saying about Tails, like the characters not moving around the NPCs, and well, that's Tails. He doesn't have to change. That's not innovation.
That's
dude.
like a minuscule. That's not gameplay. That's not gameplay.
It affects gameplay and the environment.
How does it affect gameplay?
So they don't innovate then on Tails. If Far Cry does not innovate,
they changed the whole battle system. They changed the whole skit system. They changed literally everything about Tails except for the characters fucking standing there in town.
The combat system is extremely similar to Berseria.
No, it is not. Berseria is literally spam one thing. This has break,
the little transformation system. No, come on.
I disagree so strongly. Zestiria and Berseria have awful combat systems.
No, it doesn't. But I digress, and that's all I have going on with Far Cry.
Oh, okay, all right. Garrett, what are you playing?
Well, they had that Halloween event for Minecraft Dungeons, so I played a little bit of that. It's hard. Everything's explosive. Then, as you could probably tell from our chat, I've been playing a lot of Far Cry. Me and a buddy have been going through the campaign, been having a good old time with our little. He has a crocodile. I have that little like dog, the paralyzed dog. Yeah, it's a fun little combo. And then the last 4 or 5 hours, I've been playing Back 4 Blood hard. It's a lot of fun.
How's the Halloween update?
Halloween update? Like I said, it's explosive. It's like every mission that I've seen, it was like half the creatures were creepers that had like double the explosive range. So you can't just like one roll out of the way safely. So you die a lot. You got to do it with a buddy.
All right. I saw Kevin pinned Mayday Bombers comment there.
I had to throw it in there. Everything you described in Far Cry has been in most FPS games for over a decade.
I mean, dude, how much can you innovate as an FPS genre as a whole, though? As a whole. So yes, most things are gonna be in one shooting game, in the next shooting game, in the next shooting game.
Well, okay, what I like about
franchises.
Far Cry is like it's definitely got more environment. Like you don't have in Call of Duty really, well, to as much of a degree when somebody throws a Molotov, it sets a whole field on fire. Or like it has like an actual environmental impact that has a lasting consequence on the rest of the battle. Or it's got the outposts, or it's sort of like an open sandbox shooter where you could decide your style and look up the missions. I know that some people do. I just sort of go adventuring around. But some people look up their exact things for like, I like my arrows. So they're going to go to like the best arrow mission of the game and just play the rest of it as like a super Robin Hood assassin. And it's just a lot of different approaches you could play to every different situation. That's what I like about it.
It's also Ghost Recon's just like that, by the way. Wildlands.
Yeah, Wildlands sucks too.
No, it doesn't. You take that back.
Oh my god, Ghost Recon hasn't been.
It's the last good Ghost Recon game.
No,
take that back.
Ghost Recon hasn't been good in over a decade, since like the 360, like Advanced Warfighter or whatever. Yeah, that was the last good Ghost Recon game. Ubisoft's running their franchises into the ground.
Well, no, just with X Defiant, that's the only Tom Clancy game that's actually trashed right now.
Did you guys see that Frontline, the closed beta? They delayed it after the Ghost Recon beta. They're not doing it anymore.
Oh, right really?
Now. Yeah.
Good.
They're good, dude. If you looked at the like to dislike ratio on that thing, it was terrible. I don't think anyone's excited for that game remotely.
Why would they be?
I mean, it just looks like Warzone. Who would be excited for it? Like, looks exactly like Warzone.
Yeah, it's rough. But we talked about that on Project XTalk Extra last week. So anyone wants to go check out our thoughts about that game, I just wanted to throw that little tidbit in there while we were trashing Ubisoft, as I like to do here. Gregors, I maintain the open world Ubisoft games are dope. And I maintain they're not.
They're okay. They have their you don't have to go around collecting everything because Ubisoft loves the collectibles. But besides that, I love capturing outposts. That's fun in every game.
Literally not. That is one of the main things I dislike about that formula.
Why is there 2 Garretts now?
I have no idea.
Because it kicked me out for a second, so I had to join up again and did the double thing.
What are you two doing? Tom and I
just have a really big ego, okay? I should have 2 screens.
Oh Lord, you should have a PC. Is what you should have,
bro. It's
on the list.
You can pull up the Google Chrome. I mean the Microsoft Edge browser on the Xbox. Pull up this website and you'll be fine.
Really?
And it frees up your phone.
Oh, Aman, what are you playing?
So I recently started playing Immortal Phoenix Rising on my Nintendo Switch, and damn, I'm loving that game. It's so good.
Hold up. Game of the year?
Hold up.
No.
Why would you play it on your Nintendo Switch?
Someone gifted it to me. So to me. So I wasn't planning on buying it. So yeah, I started playing it, and I actually really like the game. Like there are some Ubisoft elements which I still hate, like like Kevin said last week, climbing on top of mountains, uncovering the area. Yeah, that's still the Ubisoft bullcrap is still there, but yeah, overall it's a unique take. I'd like to say it's a unique take on Assassin's Creed. It's very similar to Assassin's Creed, and I don't know. I really like that game. I've also been playing Scarlet Nexus. The more I play this game, the more I hate it.
Oh, get out of here!
He said the other day, "This is my game of the year."
I know.
Yeah, because it was good, but the more I keep playing it, the more I start hating it. I don't know. It just feels so bland. Yuito just feels so bland as a character. Just not invested in him. As like even the story itself is just basic and bland. I don't know. I'm kind of hating it now.
Bro, it takes like 12 hours. Go play Kasane then.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna beat Yuito then. Head over to Kasane. But yeah, I mean, Yuito is such a boring character, such a bland, basic anime main character.
Yeah, I hate him. I think both between like Kevin and I think even Pongso, when we had him on a while ago when they were talking about Scarlet Nexus, they had the same consensus about Yuito.
Oh, so no, I like Yuito. He is a little bland, but I like him. I like Shonen Jump or Shonen anime. Not Shonen Jump is the manga that publishes, but I like Shonen anime. So I'm all about the classic stereotypical JRPG anime protagonist. So I'm fine with him. I hated Kasane for like the majority, like my entire first playthrough. I was like, this fucking bitch. Like I hated her. I was literally over here like cursing her out every time she was on the screen. And then I played her story. I was like, she's a really likable character. I was too hard on her. She's great.
I like Kasane. I think she's a way better character than Yuito is. Yuito is just so bland. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Scarlet Nexus. The next thing I've been playing is Avengers. Yeah, this game still sucks. This game
Why
still
do you
sucks.
keep playing these games you don't like?
How far do you get in the story?
Because I wanted to. I like completing games, right? So I wanted to beat the campaign. I did beat the campaign. I would say the campaign was all right. It wasn't the worst. The story was pretty good. The gameplay not so good. I don't know. The control. It felt weird. It felt out of place. I tried co-op with a couple of friends. That sucked ass. I hated it. I tried the Black Panther DLC. That sucked as well. Apparently they're gonna. There's a Spider-Man thing coming, but it's not for Xbox. So I don't know. This game just sucks. It's like a 2 out of 10 for me now.
Yo, Luke Lore is gonna come for you.
So, what level did you get to by any chance? Like, what's your highest level on a character? Because you really have to play this game a lot to build up actual good combat like sequences with them. Early on, throughout the campaign, they really do mess up so hard. The combat does not get good until like way after the campaign, after they hit like about level 30, and it's stupid that they do it that way. But
yeah, okay, I'm at like level. My highest level is with Hulk. I'm at like level, I think 19.
Oh wow, that's not high at all.
Yeah.
Gregor says 2 achievements left in Avengers, baby. I'ma do it, and I hate it.
Yeah, well, like I keep switching between characters. I think Hulk and Black Widow are my favorites out of all of them. I think they control the best compared to like Iron Man and Thor.
And
Captain America actually. Captain America controls pretty well.
I have the exact opposite opinion of you. I hate Black Widow. I hate playing as Black Widow. I played as Iron Man, and I got to like level 38. I beat the campaign this week. My review is going out next week. For anyone wondering, my review will be on Game Pass in review. But yeah, I got to like 38, power level like 70, and combat still sucks. So it didn't get better. Nothing got better. Got worse, if anything. Like,
I mean, you're still fighting robots, so that's never fun.
Yeah, Aman, I want to. How bad was that final boss fight? It was awful,
my god, right? Oh my god,
so dumb.
The MODOK, it was terrible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil. Like, I don't want to spoil either, but like, literally an awful final boss fight, especially when you take out his big buddy. You know what I'm saying? The big MODOK's big friend. Stupid. That was so stupid.
There was also that other character that in the post-credit scene, you can say that was like the worst setup ever for the league.
I saw that coming though. Like, if you were paying attention,
I mean, there was such. I was expecting a lot more. I was gonna be like, "Ooh, are they gonna tease like who's gonna be the next big bad or something?" But no, they teased that. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, well, I've been playing something else which I'm not allowed to talk about yet. So,
wait, why not?
Because it's gonna be story number 1.
Secret. I'm under embargo.
NDA,
like Kevin.
NDA, yeah.
He's under Kevin's embargo.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. Don't worry, because I do want to have a big discussion about that game. But I'll go next, and I've been playing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. My review went out yesterday or today if you're on podcast services. So my review of that game is out. I've put probably close to 15, 20 hours into it, so I've played quite a good amount. I'm 2 achievements away from 100%ing it. Which is just online games at this point is what I need to do for that. But the game, and I said this in my review, the game servers were essentially broken from launch day until Monday. They put out a patch and matchmaking works now. So now I can actually play the game. I just really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's mechanically very sound. It's different enough from Smash that I don't feel like I'm playing Smash again. But it's also close enough that I'm like, all right, I got some similarities, some skill carries over, and it's just silly. It's just a lot of fun, like playing Ren and Stimpy and smashing down Patrick and SpongeBob. And I mean, how can you not just laugh at some of the shit you're seeing with these Nickelodeon characters fighting each other? But other than that, and the game we're going to talk about soon, I have been playing Sly Cooper 1. I've been playing Sly Cooper 1 because my PlayStation 5 has been sitting there, a nice little paperweight. And I'm like, there's no games to play on this console. Sony, where are the games? So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit up PS Now. And
whoa. Hold it there. Death Stranding Director's Cut's coming, bro. You gotta play that.
It's already out, and I'm not playing that garbage.
Joking, I know.
I know people like it, but I'm not. Actually, I made a joke in Back for Blood where there's a mission where you have to deliver packages. I'm like, I'm playing Death Stranding, guys. But no, I'm not playing that. I'm playing Sly Cooper over on PS Now, which if I had to rate it, it's like the game is good. No, I like Sly Cooper. The service is what I'm talking about. PS Now. It's average at like best. It's not very good streaming. I'm gonna throw that out there. The streaming quality leaves a lot to be desired on my end. There are some hiccups every once in a while. You have to like resync your trophies in some fake PS3 dashboard to get it to your PS5 profile. It's a whole mess. Just make them downloadable. Make them play on PS5. It's a pain in the ass. This is a stupid process. And then you have to wait every time you want to play it. It like loads up the PS Now streaming service. Not a fan of how they're doing that. But I am 50% done with the game. I'm going to get the platinum trophy for Sly 1 because it's super easy. And then I'm going to go on to Sly 2 and Sly 3 and Sly 4. And that's my next, I don't know, however long for PlayStation, because I don't know when the next time they're putting a game out is. Like, what am I actually going to play on this console?
God of War.
That's next year.
In the winter.
Yeah. Next year. I'm not playing Horizon. Don't care about that. I don't care about Gran Turismo. Like, when am I going to get a game, Sony? What do you got? I mean, they got some like indies that I'm interested in for the start next year. But yeah, Sly Cooper. Really, really liking it. Have you guys played Sly Cooper?
Yeah, that was who made that game? That was Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I believe I played it at a friend's house a couple times, but like faint
I've
memories.
never played Sly Cooper.
Well, I mean, it was a PlayStation
one of my characters
2 game, so
yeah,
he was one of my characters in PlayStation All Stars. So
nice. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You said you didn't play Fable, so I mean, you didn't play original Xbox. I don't expect you to play original, PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Such a baby,
such a little baby. But guys, we can go on. And segue time. Let's grab some books from the library and listen up while I read you this week's stories. So story number 1, Back for Blood impressions and review roundup. Turtle Rock's Back for Blood is now out on Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. While those that bought a special edition of the game had early access, the majority of users on Xbox would have started playing this Tuesday when the title dropped into Xbox Game Pass. Currently, the game sits between a 75 and 80 on Metacritic, depending on what platform you look at. Far from glowing reviews, but hardly reason for concern. One main area of criticism is that if you play the game solo, you are met with a message stating solo campaign uses solo decks created in Fort Hope deck menu. Maps and objectives will be adjusted. Matchmaking and invites are disabled. Earning supply points are disabled. Stat tracking is disabled. Earning progress towards achievements is disabled. Turtle Rock confirmed they've heard the backlash and are looking into fixes. So before we get into the actual discussion about the game, what is your guys' take on the backlash to their solo decisions here?
I mean, having played solo to see how negative they are. Like it's pretty much
I haven't tried solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't earn achievements, you can't progress, like you can't do a lot of things solo. Like they basically disable a ton of stuff.
Right.
I mean, so the game's meant to be it's a group game though. So yeah, there's gonna be specific achievements you're not gonna be able to do. But then I guess in that regard, forcing them, I guess that's an issue. That isn't it. I can see how that's being negatively like a negative response, but Honestly, I feel like it's more or less not really an issue since most people are going to be playing this in a group regardless.
I mean, Turtle Rock's just giving the middle finger to people who have no friends. Like, what are they gonna do?
Wow.
What
You
are they
could
gonna do?
add
Like,
bots. Bots could be friends, I guess.
The
yeah,
bots
but
are
you still.
useless.
I believe you don't get achievements even when you're playing with the bots, right?
No, you
Or do
don't.
you still get?
If you're solo, you don't earn progression
Right.
towards
So
achievements.
yeah, no, they should change that. That's messed up.
Okay. I mean, I agree. It looks like they've taken that feedback and are, looking to address it. But now I want to talk about our impressions of the game. So how many here have actually played it? I have Amon, you have Garrett. Have you played it?
I am like 2 dots away from finishing Act 1.
Okay. And Tom, you haven't played it. Is that right?
I mean, I played a level. I did a tutorial in the beginning, but I still don't really count that as playing.
Okay. Are you going to play more?
Yeah, just my buddy didn't get on and I'm not playing it solo. So
Okay. All right.
Are we all gonna play it after?
No, I mean, I'm going to play it after, but I got a group. So,
I mean, so we're not invited, Gary. I mean,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. My cleaner team is full. Amon,
Fine.
what are your overall impressions of the game so far?
I am loving this game. I haven't played a lot of it. I've played it with my group of friends. I think a couple of times now. I'm loving this game. This is my game of the year. This is like this. Well, what do you? Oh no! Why
you throw that phrase
name
out
a better
Yeah,
game
like
that's
shit.
come out this year? Name a better game that's come out.
I
This
can
year.
name like 40 better games that came out this year.
For how? Come on.
Which I would say 40.
I mean, I haven't played
I would say
Psychonauts and
it's in the
Tales
top
of
10.
Arise, so I can't say just yet. But out of the games I've played, this is definitely game of the year.
Dude's over here like, I played The Ascent, Back for Blood's game of the year.
Like, no, see, I played Ascent. I played 12 Minutes. I played Scarlet Nexus. I played.
No, Scarlet Nexus is better than this game. Let's
No, Scarlet Nexus is not better than this game.
It's 100% better than this game.
It's just not as fun as Back for Blood is. I mean, it's basically it's like Left 4 Dead, but it's different from Left 4 Dead.
I think it's like a positive evolution of Left 4 Dead.
Yes,
because you could like level up your
like
gun
you guys were talking about
bring
innovation in the franchise,
and then you got like your cards,
well.
so that like over the course of the game, like I had like this medic that was like just had like a little Uzi, and my God, I got her going near the end of the game. I could like run up to people and just like patch them up, and like everything was going sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, like how you guys were talking about innovation in Far Cry games. I think this sort of innovates the Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2. No, Left 4 Dead 3. How that franchise left out. But yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just having tons of fun playing it with people. Great game.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett, you want to give your overall impressions?
Like it's got a good variety of monsters. There's definitely some times that like it makes you jump. And after it, you could like vote for cards to like make the next mission harder for more loot at the end. And like some of them, like this one mission we played and like 2 or 3 people did like the fog thing, so it was like ultra thick, and like it was legit terrifying.
Yeah, the fog sucks.
Yeah, the fog really sucks. And like just like a crowd came out of there, and like I was just like, was there one zombie, then all of a sudden like a whole crowd comes out. It's a good experience. I like it. Definitely is a new generation of Left 4 Dead.
I would echo those sentiment. Yours more so than Amon's crazy talk over here about game of the year. Gregor's in the chat says, I enjoy the nostalgia of Left 4 Dead and I enjoy the LOLs with friends, but this game is otherwise bang on average. I gotta say 0% chance for game of the year. Mayday Bomber adds, Back 4 Blood is okay. It feels like a game trapped in 2007, though. It's poorly made in terms of menu and AI. If you play with the AI, they stand there and don't even kill anything. And that is
one solid criticism, because like Mayday was completely right on both of those. And just to add to his, You need to be able to take your mods off your guns. God, is that annoying. Like having like a sweet scope on a rifle, and then you find like the purple version of the submachine gun.
Mhm.
You can't just take the scope off.
No,
You
it'll
have to, like,
transfer. It'll transfer if it's transferable.
really? Because like
Yeah.
we had a heck of a time. There was 4 of us, and we couldn't figure it out. Like I was just in a group where there was looking for group post where a guy was just like just starting out the game for the first time, looking for other people that want to start off the game too. So like that's what we were doing for the last 4 hours.
Mhm.
And none of us could figure out how to transfer equipment. The only way that we could figure out how to do it is like if you buy a mod, you could make the mod on that one fall out onto the ground. Then you could buy the new weapon and put that mod on it.
I was almost certain that they transferred over if they were transferable,
I think
but
when
I
you
might
like
be
swap
wrong.
the
Like,
weapon with another one, the all its mods transfer to the other one.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. If they were
well, no,
transferable.
because in the store, some of them had like mods already in the slot. So let's say if you had an orange scope and it already had like the gray scope on it, you would have a heck of a time trying to get it off. You'd have to buy another
Oh, you're
mod.
talking about in the store. I thought you were talking about like picking things up.
Yeah. Or just
Okay.
like out, yeah, in the store when you like find in between like the little missions
Mhm.
to upgrade your guns. Yeah.
Yep.
It was some bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I've been using the same gun for like I don't know 7 missions now. I just really like. I think it's a M16. It's burst fire. I'm like literally just. I'm gonna stick with this gun until I find something like crazy better, which I haven't yet. But
Yeah,
I
I had like a little vector thing, like a
yeah
little,
I've seen vectors
oh
all
my
around.
God, they're amazing.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun with friends. We have a lot of sometimes difficulty finding where to go, which is like kind of humorous, and especially one where we were like, it was like survive the gauntlet, and we sat there fighting for like 8 minutes when we could have just walked through the fence and not wasted all our ammo and died. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. There are definitely a mix of enemies. It's a lot harder than the beta. I don't know if anybody else besides me played the beta, but the beta was literally super easy. It basically had auto aim, which they've toned down great. Like even if you max out aim assist, it's still not great. It doesn't feel that like it's not like you just snap to the enemies like you were in the beta. Because in the beta, it was literally left trigger, like you would just snap the headshots every time you did it. And it's not like that anymore. So the game's a lot more difficult. The AI is useless, like Mayday Bomber says. There have been multiple runs now where my AI character will just say 0 ridden killed. And I'm like, I see you shooting. I see you reloading. What the hell are you firing at? Like, how you've had multiple missions now with 0 kills. It's they definitely need to work on that. But I think it's a lot of fun. I definitely think that there are improvements needed. Like we were trying to just start, there were 3 of us, and we were just trying to start back up our private little game. And it was like a hell of a time trying to navigate that UI and like get into a private match. Kept trying to search for people. We're like, no, we don't want to search for people. Just give us a bot. It's not great. It's a very frustrating system. I don't think the hub world is really needed. Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. But like, what is the point of that camp? Like, they could have just made the camp a menu. I really don't understand why they let you run around and stuff in there. What purpose does it serve?
Immersive.
I think it was Left 4 Dead in between groups because like you could go through all the acts, right? So if you go through a 6-hour playthrough, you could go back to camp for a little bit. 3 people are screwing around while one person goes to like supper.
I mean, there is some funny shit you can do in that camp. You've been in the boxing ring. You can just punch each other and get each other all bloody. Have you seen that, Garrett?
No, I've not. I was only
Oh,
ever in the camp for like
No,
2, 3
I've
hours.
not seen that either.
yeah. There's a boxing
Yeah.
ring over by the PvP matchmaking person. You can hop it if
Oh.
you and a friend hop in the ring. You can punch each other. I
Wait,
like going
really?
out to
Oh, that's
yeah.
sick.
I like going out to the firing range and then like asking my friends to come over and just shooting them to death, like throwing a Molotov at them when they walk out. So there are a few humorous things, but like overall, I don't think it's kind of needed. The card system. How are you guys finding the card system? Do you think it's needed? Do you think it's a good addition from Left 4 Dead?
I think it's
I don't
great.
mind it.
Gives you just enough so that
Yeah.
like you have a little bit of a noticeable improvement going into the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you with that.
I wish there was a way to turn off cards because in one
Really?
of the levels, I bought a card that like it gave you a bonus, I think, in currency, but took away your offensive like weapon slot, like your
What?
grenades or whatever. Yeah, so you like I found a thing you could buy it in the level, and I was like, okay, I'll just buy this card, and then it'll be in my deck, and I was just trying to collect it, but it gave it to me and activated it, and it's still active. Like, when do the cards stop being active? I want my pipe bombs and stuff back, and I can't
I think there's a
turn it
game
off.
limit on them.
Yeah.
I think there's like a game limit, like 5 games or something.
Oh, I don't know, because I feel like I don't know how many missions it's been actually, but that is getting a little annoying because I didn't know it was going to activate it immediately. I thought it was just going to like go.
Or
into
maybe
my
you just have to
collection.
go and manually turn it off. I'm not sure.
Nah, I tried. I can't do it. It's not even in my deck. It's just activated in the campaign run we're doing.
Right. That's weird.
Mayday Bomber says the card system is not needed and overly obtuse and poorly explained. It's an average game that fails to live up to even Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2.
You're clinging to the
Gregor.
past, Mayday.
Gregor says, Muffin, I think it ends after the campaign you're on. We've been continuing the same campaign so far. Possible. But that's like 3 more acts. That's 3 more acts, man. There's so many. I want my pipe bombs. Yeah, I think I made a mistake there, guys. But it's fun. It's I don't know how much longevity it has. Like, I don't think it's gonna stick around after you beat the campaign. Maybe like if you want to try harder difficulties. What difficulty are you guys playing on? Because we tried not the hardest one, but the one right below that, and got murdered.
I have no comment on this.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
asking
telling
them.
you. I'm not telling you
Huh?
what difficulty.
Oh man,
You know it's easy. You know it's easy.
Baby has baby mode over there. Respect, bro. Respect.
No, didn't he say he plays every game on easy? The easiest difficulty?
Yeah.
I play every game on easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever floats your boat. What
You
are you playing on,
get
Garrett?
those reviews out, bud. Whatever they set it on, but they were talking about that they put it on one of the harder difficulties. I'm not sure what the scope is though.
Okay.
Things felt difficult. We died a couple times. I don't know. Stairs are not your ally because you could get swarmed on both sides, and once you get bogged down, it's a very quick defeat.
I find that melee weapons that have a wide swing are really good. Like if you're surrounded, because it'll take out like a ton of them.
Okay.
So maybe something to look into. But I think we're done talking about Back 4 Blood. Everyone can go check it out.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can go check it out on Xbox Game Pass. I'm going to get Tom back in here because this next story is specifically catered towards him. So story number 2, Forza Horizon 5 previews went out this week. Many gaming outlets and YouTubers were given the opportunity to play Forza Horizon 5 and provide impressions. And by all accounts, the game is shaping up nicely and looks set to be a critical success. It launches in just a few weeks, and among improvements noted by many were how well the cars handle, the improved audio sounds and car customization, and the environmental biomes. Forza Horizon 5 launches November 9th on Xbox PC and into Xbox Game Pass. Tom, I'm going to go right to you because you heard us drone on about Forza Horizon 5. You're the Forza guy here. Did you look at these previews? What are you thinking?
I did. I saw from a bunch of different outlets. Like Digital Foundries posted it, IGN, a bunch of people posted about this. It's a lot of it we've seen before from what they showed off. It was just a little bit more extensive, if not within that first level. But man, I'm super excited for what they showed off and all the feedback and reception that it's getting. Like the cars controlling way better than they did in the last game. The audio, I cannot wait to get this game and immediately throw on my headset to hear the engines roar in my ears as I'm driving. It's going to be so freaking amazing. what is it, 4 weeks away at this point?
A little less, yeah.
I mean, can't come sooner enough at this point, but I'm excited for it. There's still a little bit more I want to see from the game. I'm really hoping between now and launch they show off some more of the different areas in the game instead of just being restrictive to the very first showcase, which is nice and all, but I want to see some actual gameplay, like maybe online. Since online is like where I spend the most of my time anyways doing online races, I want to see actual online races and how the infrastructure is holding up there. Is it laggy? Does it do the tracks encourage people to ram people off the racetrack just to get ahead? There's a lot that I want to see on that front. Also online progression. I'm really interested to see what they do with that front as well. Since the last game, it was really focused a lot on loot boxes to get ahead. Pretty much you did your race. You got a loot box that spun. You might get a free car from it, free money. It was real generous. It wasn't nothing you can buy on your own. It was all within the game by itself. Like there's no other way to monetize that at all. But I didn't feel like it was a good progression system. So I'm really hoping that moving forward we get into something that I can feel a little bit more accomplished with what I'm getting instead of just being handed a bunch of money and a bunch of cars immediately.
Yeah, no, I mean listen, they're pushing Forza super hard from where I'm sitting. Like I feel like every week we've gotten a little bit more. Like they showed off that kind of creation mode that they have, right, where you can like make fun little mini games like bowling with your car. So they were showing that off. They keep showing off different stuff that'll appeal to Forza fans, which I'm certainly not, but that's why I wanted to throw it over to you. Sounds like they're making improvements that will appeal to you and the other Forza fans. Amon, Garrett, I'm gonna open the floor up. Did you guys look at these previews? Do you have any interest in Forza? I know it's coming out in a few weeks.
I don't like racing games in general. So
okay, one at a time,
Yeah,
guys.
I'll let Amon go first. Go, Amon.
Yeah, I just have one thing to say. I don't like racing games in general, so I have like zero interest in Forza. But yeah, it looks cool, I guess.
Okay. Garrett, you have the floor now, sir.
I don't play the campaign at all, but I do like trooping around in those games. And like I just hope they have like those little car barn find things. Because I just love that from the last game. Like, yeah, I know everyone's rolling around laughing right now, but I'm an average. I had like that little like what was the car's name? It was like a 3-wheel go-kart. And I put like a Corvette motor in that thing.
I know what you're talking about. It was like the really tiny car.
Yeah, it was like a
clown car.
PC90 or something.
Yeah.
P90. Yeah. I loved rocking around in that thing. I would like rip around through the trees and whatnot. I didn't believe in roads. And I can't wait to do that again.
If you guys haven't tried already, like Forza Horizon 4, they came out with that playground mode a couple of months back. I mean, it's really fun to give it a shot. If you just want to have some actual like nonsensical fun, there's a lot of funny races you can do on there. Just like how fast can you drive up this ramp and how far can you get? It's insane stuff. And this one I'm a little bit more interested with the playground mode on this new game because it looks like they added a lot of extra features. And on top of that, they also have the biggest mountain in the game compared to any Forza game. So that means I'm going to be able to jump really high, really far, and I cannot wait to see what I can pull off.
Well, everyone can look forward to Forza Horizon 5 November 9th. Not a paid ad, just Tom really likes it, and I want everyone to play with him. So if you want to play with Tom, hit him up. Way Too Greasy on Xbox. He's got a steering wheel. He's got the whole setup. So I can't wait to see that setup and the little ridiculous things. I expect a review.
Oh yeah, there will be a review for that one for sure.
All right. Well, we can keep pulling stories here with story number 3. And I'm pulling from Jez Corden over at Windows Central, who has new details on Avowed. Jez says that the game is now, quote, deep into pre-production, and, quote, the studio is close to having a working early version of the game with many mechanics and core gameplay pillars already implemented. Jez says his sources told him, quote, Avowed will feature multiple class play styles and borrow from Skyrim's two-handed combat system. You can wield 2 daggers and be a stealthy rogue, dive into archery with a 2-handed bow. You can use a combination of swords and magic, or you can go full 2-handed magic. Spells such as Jolting Touch, Fetid Caress, and Fireball will be present, along with the ability to enchant weapons. Windows Central also states pillar-style guns may appear in the game, similar to muskets found in the original 2 titles. Pillars of Eternity is what they're referencing there. I'm super excited for this game. I think the more I hear about Avowed, the more I'm just like, this game is going to probably be like it could be one of my like favorite Western RPGs. I'm just super excited for it. I loved Skyrim back in the day, and I believe in this article they even said like if Outer Worlds was Obsidian's Fallout, then Avowed is their Elder Scrolls. And that just gets me even more excited. I love the fact that they're, taking the class system from Skyrim because, listen, man, I'm not a magic guy, but I know there are people out there. My brother's a magic guy. He's going to love being a full mage, but I'm all about, either a sword and a shield combo or a big 2-handed weapon going full brute force. I love that it gives you that mix of play styles that everyone can have something for them. And the fact that they're incorporating it into the Pillars of Eternity world this deeply by like taking spells. So then those longtime fans can be like, oh, hey, I know what that is. Like I played those games. So I'm really excited. What's your guys' read on it? Aman, I'm gonna throw it over to you. You look eager to say something.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped about it, man. The game sounds epic. I'm a magic guy. I'm probably gonna go with 2-handed magic or like magic and a 1-handed sword. But yeah, I'm super excited for this game. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be great. Wait, one thing. Do you guys think we're gonna see this at the Game Awards or we're gonna see it next year, E3?
Next year, I think would be my guess.
I think at this point, at minimal, we can probably get another trailer. Not necessarily in game, but I think they can probably throw something else
I
at
think
us.
they're only going to show maybe 2 or 3, and they got a lot that they could show.
Yeah.
Like they could do maybe a story trailer on Perfect Dark. They could do a State of Decay 3
They definitely
thing.
can't do a story trailer on Perfect Dark.
Really? You don't think so?
That game's aged, though.
And there's still so many other games because I don't see it on our story list here, actually.
They just pulled in Crystal Dynamics to help with Perfect Dark. They're way.
Yeah, but I thought it was because the story was done.
There's also an article saying that only like 1/3 of the Xbox's games currently in development have been announced. So
that's what I was referencing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like I think that they could do like 2 unannounced and 3 trailers on a little bit more info of stuff we already know. Because like
I don't think they're gonna announce anything new at Game Awards this year. We'll probably get Hellblade 2 and Avowed. That's my guess.
I think Hellblade 2 is a lock for Game Awards. Jeff Grubb seemed pretty confident about it. He spoke.
I don't want to say it.
I do. I want to say it's like my most anticipated game
because they had it as like a very theatrical trailer. They're trying to put it off as like their artsy, very big scope game, right? So I can see that going off at the VGA.
Yeah,
I would love it. Tom, Avowed. We got some new details. How are you feeling?
I'm glad that they're not going with a class locked system. That would have been relatively bad. I believe in the Pillars of Eternity game, when you first start them off, you get to choose more or less what your role is going to be moving forward, and you're more or less locked to that because if you expand outwards, you lose out on attribute points that you would have and abilities you would have not been able to utilize. So I'm glad that they're going with the Skyrim approach to just do whatever you want out there. I'm gonna go definitely with like a stealth approach with daggers. That's always been my go-to. It's a slower gameplay. Like it takes me a lot longer to beat a game because I am stealthing around and murdering everyone in the back. It's just the way I kind of like to play. I'm a little sneaky bastard, but I'm excited. I cannot wait to see more of this game. What I want to know is, yes, it says they borrow from the Skyrim combat system, but the Skyrim combat system is trash in modern standards. It is, dude. I saw your face. Like this combat system is extremely dated.
I imagine they'll update it, make it feel a little more fluid.
Yeah, so what I would want a little bit more from this game is, if you ever played Chivalry 2 or seen gameplay of Chivalry 2, maybe something like that. There was another sword game that it was an RPG game. What was it called? Garrett, help me out here. It was a medieval RPG game. You started off. No, not Two Worlds.
Greedfall?
Not Greedfall either. You played
How
as
long?
like
You have to give me a time.
It was like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was an open world RPG game.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
No, there's no spells
fantasy,
in this game.
Sci-fi. What's your genre? Like I probably got it in my playlist.
It's just medieval. There is no spells. You play like a
medieval, no spells. I might not have played it.
What? Oh my god, I gotta find this. Combat in it was good though. It felt like For Honor sort of. If anyone in the comment knows, please like let me know. What game am I thinking about? It's a medieval.
I know. The Witcher 3.
I said no spells.
Yeah, you said no spells.
I can't with you.
Along.
RuneScape says Nerdic Gods in the chat.
Yes. You know,
it's been RuneScape all along.
Yes.
They also said great production, guys. Thank you. We appreciate that. We've worked very hard on this. Shout out to Tom, putting in the effort and the time and the money. So thank you, Tom, and thank you, Nerdic Gods. Garrett, I'm gonna throw it over to you last. Avowed, new details. What are we feeling?
Well, like everyone started off with what they played as, so I usually played as a battle mage, sword in one hand, like shooting flames in the other. But I'm really excited for this game. I forget like which interview it was, but somebody was saying about how like it's going to be like a lot more physics-based spells, like environmental or elemental, I should say. And I can't wait for that. Like I hope there's going to be like some ability where you could like ripple the ground and make somebody sink into the ground and like re-solidify it again. You could be like the earthbender from Avatar. That'd be pretty cool.
I would be sick.
Yeah. That sounds dope. I do know for the spells, remember in the reveal trailer how it showed them like doing that like incantation where they like drew symbols? Yeah. That's apparently like how the spells are going to be. They're going to actually
I think that's sweet.
That looks cool. That look cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's stylish. It's very stylish. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great. I've yet to hear something come out about Avowed and be like, "Ooh, I don't know about that." It seems like they're on the right path. Would anyone disagree with me on that?
No, not at all. But I hope it's more content filled than the Outer Worlds. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think the Outer Worlds was a AA game. I think this is going to be like an actual full AAA game. They're going to have plenty of time.
The Outer Worlds was sort of linear.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun, and there was like options for like a lot of stuff that you didn't normally get. But I felt like in multiple playthroughs, you felt more pushed to a lot of these like certain side quests more than others. So a lot of the playthroughs sort of felt very similar at the end of it. But I hope that there's more variety than that.
Mayday Bomber says you can beat the Outer Worlds in 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's not even wrong, man.
Yeah, you can just go straight to the end, right? Or like kill someone.
Pretty much. Like you could just like run around, run into a building, shoot a guy, get off the first planet. Like so fast. I watched a couple of those playthroughs. You can watch them on a coffee break. It's insane.
That's funny. Well, we're excited for Avowed. We can't wait to see more. But we're going to move on to story number 4. And this is an update on our GTA story from last week, where we were talking about how the Trilogy, the definitive edition, that ridiculous name remaster was leaked. And we're like, oh, when's it coming? I said 2022. And then Rockstar must have heard and was like, screw you, Kevin. We're going to drop the official announcement the day after your podcast. So Rockstar officially confirmed the existence of GTA, the Trilogy remasters, but did not give a release date. So maybe 2022, but I'm betting it's probably this year, if we're being honest, now that they've officially revealed it. And then today, by today I mean yesterday, IGN is reporting that prices for the GTA trilogy have been spotted in the wild, but are not confirmed. And both PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions were listed at $70. So, first of all, I want your guys' reaction. Is $70 too much for these remasters?
I mean, it depends.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh,
Go.
Okay, so yeah. I mean, it depends, like what are they aiming for? Is it going to be like a Resident Evil 2 remake, sort of remake, or is it going to be like what the Mass Effect Legendary Edition was?
No,
that's what matters here. So,
well, yeah. So these are remasters, I believe.
Okay,
is from all the rumors.
No, it's not worth it at all. If it's remasters, it's not worth it at all. I mean, what's even the point of remasters these days? We have like games optimized for Series X through backwards compatibility. So, $70 not convincing me.
So I'm a little worried about this one because so the term remaster, I don't know what Rockstar's usage on it on this one. If it's gonna be just a graphics update with no gameplay improvements, I don't want this game at all. There's zero reason for me to have it. I already own the trilogy on PC. If there's no improvement besides graphics, which I can do graphic mods on PC already to make it look a little bit prettier, then I don't care. So $70 to me at that point would be a huge waste of money. And also I want to note that one of the things that they brought up before was that it looks like they're actually removing the old trilogy off the storefronts, which is cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's also if the case isn't just a graphics update, then this is an extremely bullshit move of removing the old one to force people to get the $70 version. It's Rockstar. I don't doubt that they're actually
sounds like Take-Two to me.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on it, Garrett?
They pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. If it's just simply a graphics update, no performance, like better shooting, or how they changed a certain camera angle off of somebody's butt in a certain level like they did in Mass Effect. Like, if there's just no real trying to revamp it, bring it up to date, there's no way that it could be worth it. It's just a graphics overhaul. Xbox does that on lots of games for free. If they do a lot, then sure, it could be something. Like, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that it's not worth it when I bought the Mass Effect one, right? So it all depends on what they're actually doing to it under the hood. And if it comes with all their DLC.
Yeah, no. So, I'm not going to buy it regardless because I'm not a Grand Theft Auto guy. But if we're talking about, which is the other topic I wanted to bring up in this discussion, what makes, a remaster or remake, what price should they be essentially for a remaster versus a remake? Because we know like Dead Space is being remade from the ground up. That's going to be $60, $70 game. And I think everyone is fine with that. I think everyone's fine with the Resident Evil remakes being priced at that. Remasters, though, like we just saw Alan Wake come out remastered. All they did was they improved textures, which they do look noticeably different. They improved the resolution, but the gameplay basically, from all accounts, is the same. Like, it still plays like Alan Wake did. Then you have Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which again, upped the resolution. It didn't change that. Like, it's still running on that Unreal 4, I think, engine is what Mass Effect run on. But it's still running on the old engine. It still has mostly the same gameplay. I know that in 1, they did tweak a few things. Like, they made the Mako better, apparently. It's still trash. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they did to that because it still doesn't control well. But they did make, moving into cover easier, and they made firing better, and they changed some like drops for ammo. So they did go in and touch the gameplay a little, but ultimately it's still kind of the same Mass Effect. But I was completely fine paying $60 for Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So where do we draw the line here? Like, how significant do improvements have to be for it to actually be worth it? And Tom,
more than just graphics for me personally.
Okay, but
That's
how
my
much
2 cents.
gameplay has to be improved though? Like
I'm talking a full revamp.
I'm
full
with Tom
revamp.
there, like a full like how Resident Evil 2 remake was a full blown remake.
Okay, so you're
Like
saying
for
remakes
it to be for the $70 price tag to be justified, it needs to be a full all out remake, like what Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, that sort of level.
Okay. Is that where you're at, Tom?
That's exactly where I'm at. I think the Mass Effect
Okay.
trilogy, what they added on there was so little in terms of gameplay that it's just a better graphics update, which already looked good if you played it on PC to begin with. So it literally does nothing for like most people who've already played a game. Just a better, high resolution, prettier pictures. If GTA does the same exact thing, no, they should not be listed at full price. No remake should be listed at full price.
No remaster, you mean?
Yeah, no remaster.
Garrett, where are you?
See, that's
they're drawing drawing a line here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit closer, I think, where you are. I'm right around like what I'd say is the Mass Effect line, where it's a little bit more than just a graphics overhaul. Like they did redo the shooting, they redid some of the camera angles, improve some of the audio. So like they did step it up to make it feel like it was at least a step. Well, man, I'm finding that I say step in the right direction a lot. But like it was just a positive step towards updating the game. Like I wasn't asking for a full thing because I still want the nostalgia of it, right? And I feel like with a full remake, whole new thing overhaul, you lose a little bit of that. Well, a tiny bit, not much. But if you get what I'm saying. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Amon, you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I was just saying that was the one of the reasons I didn't buy the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I was really excited for it because I thought it was going to be a full-blown remake, because that's what they had said. That they said that it was going to be a remake. So I was expecting it to be something along the lines of RE2 remake and RE3 remake. But yeah, it was.
I don't remember them saying it was a remake. They might have used the words like remade, like for I don't know, but like I don't remember them saying it was a remake. I was always under the impression that it was a remaster, and Mass Effect Legendary Edition gave me exactly what I was.
I think it was Jeff Grubb saying that Mass Effect Trilogy remake is coming. So I was expecting it to be along the lines of that.
Gotcha. Well, Jeffy Grubb over there can simmer down, and I definitely don't fall in the camp where it like needs to be a full blown remake in order to be $60-$70. I think that might be a little bit much for me. I think that if it's just upping the resolution and textures like Alan Wake did, I think the $30 price point is pretty good for where that falls. But I'm completely okay with games like Mass Effect tweaking some gameplay stuff and upping the resolution, upping textures, making it look better, and then selling that for $60. Is it Mass Effect bias? Possibly. Am I openly admitting that? Yes. Would I buy those games a third time if they sold them? Next, we get the Xbox Series Triple S or whatever they're gonna call it, and I'm 8K gaming over here, but Mass Effect is over here. Do I want more Mass? Yeah, give me Mass Effect again. I'll give you $60 again, EA. That's fine. Maybe I'm a little biased there, but I
I would do what you're doing with the Arkham trilogy. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I think it comes down to like how much do you love those games and like how much improvement is worth it for you to buy them again. Like I don't care about GTA. I'm sure there are people out there that are like, I haven't played Vice City since the PlayStation 2. Like literally anything, I will buy it again. And that's not me. But I'm sure those people exist out there.
I guess. But no, I disagree still. Also, I wanted to note that I added a whole conspiracy of the game being removed, the previous trilogy.
Yeah.
It can also literally be a music rights issue that happens a lot with these games that are put on the digital storefronts, that they lose the rights to a game. So there could be a benefit of the doubt for Rockstar there, but I don't believe it's still Rockstar.
All right. Well, we look forward to finding out when that's coming out, but we're going to go to story number 5. And it's a kind of a little celebration. Xbox Series X and S has now sold over 100,000 units in Japan. These numbers come from Benji Sales over on Twitter. The latest generation of Xbox consoles continues to perform much better than the Xbox One. Benji adds, for comparison, it took Xbox One over 4 years to reach 100K in Japan. They fully expect it to beat Xbox One sales numbers overall, perhaps by the end of this year. What are you guys thinking? I think this is a very good sign. I know Xbox is strategically targeting Japan. You know, they just put Scarlet Nexus. They're pushing for Game Pass over there to get on their phones, get them in through that ecosystem. But the fact that their hardware, like, and these aren't huge numbers. Okay, nobody's over here like, oh my god, 100,000. Like the U.S. got 100,000 like opening day. Like it's not a big deal, but in Japan it is kind of a big deal. Because they don't like Xbox over there. They've never adopted Xbox as one of their own. But 100K, especially outselling the Xbox One generation basically already, I think it's a good sign. I think we're going to see a lot more Japanese games on the console this generation compared to last generation.
I can see that. Yeah. I mean, as long as they just keep pushing and catering towards the Japanese audience, I feel like it's also a net positive for us Americans who love those kind of games. So keep pushing it, Microsoft. I mean, 100K, that's not a huge number in the grand scheme of things. I think Sony is probably 10 times that.
You're already in the
at this point
millions,
with the
I
PS5.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's good for Xbox again, which generally does not do well in Japan at all. So yeah, keep it up, Microsoft. Get them in our ecosystem. What I'm more curious of, though, and I don't really, the 100K is nice and all, but how many of them are we getting into Game Pass on mobile? That's what I want to know. I want those figures. Phil Spencer, throw them my way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Tom there. Like if Xbox get at least one big Japanese AAA JRPG like Scarlet Nexus on Game Pass every year, I think that would be enough to attract more people and also cater to us foreign fans who enjoy those games.
Garrett, someone that doesn't love Japanese games as much as myself. What are
I
you
think it's
feeling?
impressive, but personally, if they're that close already, I bet you they already beat it if they include xCloud and Game Ultimate on PC. What do you guys think about that?
I wouldn't doubt it. We're never gonna get those numbers, but I wouldn't doubt it.
I really wish Microsoft would just start giving numbers again. I want numbers.
Yeah.
It gives me something to talk about.
Yeah, they're nice.
They'll give numbers again when the numbers are like impressive enough to give them again. You know.
Well, I think they just need to find like some way of separating. Well, they probably do have a way of separating, but I don't really understand it. But PlayStation is all about their console sales numbers, right? They always get compared to that, but they're definitely trying to step more into more of a brand sales, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, even Jim Ryan
Like,
said
it's
recently in an interview that they're gonna expand beyond consoles or something like that.
Yeah, like I think they're way closer to blowing Sony out of the water than we think, but they just don't want the cultural stigma of their console sales would still be a fraction. But there's 8 million more people on xCloud, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Xbox will ever blow PlayStation out of the water, especially in Japan. Like that is an unrealistic
I
goal.
was talking more of like a global thing. But like, I don't know. I think it's going to be like a generational shift because I sort of see like PlayStation goes for a generation really hard, then Xbox does the next one. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a shift.
That's fine. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility.
In episode 600, we'll talk about this.
XTalk 600. Anyway, guys, story number 6. We're gonna move away from Japan and celebrating sales figures because ultimately it doesn't really affect us. Could we see a new round of backwards compatible OG Xbox games very soon? Pulling from Sean Carey at True Achievements, and the rumor comes from Nick Baker over at Xbox Era, but Sean has the roundup. Nick Baker earlier this year suggested we could see more backwards compatible titles coming. He has provided an update saying that he expects something in November. True Achievements looked back through store data and has found 7 original Xbox games added to the Microsoft Store from the old Xbox 360 store, all with a November 30th release date. These titles include Dead or Alive 3, Dead or Alive Ultimate, Full Spectrum Warrior, 10 Hammers, Gladius, Gun Valkyrie, Advent Rising, and Chicken Little. They have all been removed as the time of this podcast and could simply be Microsoft testing something on the back end, but it also could indicate more backwards compatible titles are coming. So I think we're all, excited. Like, that sounds great. More backwards compatible titles. But I thought for our fun topic this week, we would go into what original Xbox games or Xbox 360 games do you want to become backwards compatible that aren't currently. So we're going to go around the room and just kind of talk like what we would love to see them add for backwards compatibility. Tom, you want to start us off over there?
Yeah, I thought we were missing a story.
Oh, right.
Gary, were you all sorted with that, or you want to?
Yeah, you guys want to talk about this little story before we? It wasn't on my write-up. That's why.
Yeah.
It got skipped. But if you guys want to talk about this little story,
what story?
Garrett's gonna talk about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, all right.
Tom, you there?
Yeah, dude, it's your
time
to shine.
Cool. All right, so I was going through the interwebs the other day, and I came by a story by Chris Davis, and Xbox is considering the right to repair. And in a nutshell, what that is basically you could get like the instruction manual and a parts list, and then repair your own consoles. Like, I don't know how a modern version of that would be, but like back in the 90s when you worked on, let's say, a Volkswagen car, you could contact Volkswagen for like a big thing that would make a university textbook look to shame. And it would be like Lego instructions on how to build a car. Right? And then you could get a parts list and everything that you need on how to do it yourself. And it sort of sounds like a program for that. In the article, it specified things like third-party repairs, but I would be way more interested in doing it myself. And I just wanted to see what your guys' take was on that.
All right. I know everybody else's opinion. I at least know Kevin's opinion on this, and I don't know if Amon has any interest in this at all. But I mean, I think it's
Amon,
cool.
would you
this
be
is all you
interested in
guys
saving a buck and saving your own money?
So
I think it's a huge step in the right direction, personally.
It is. And I don't think that Microsoft would be more than willing to provide like normal consumers the schematics and the parts and the know-how how to repair these things. Because generally speaking, they don't want you opening up their console and ruining the warranty that they put in place, even though, it's your console. You should have the right to do whatever you want with it. So I think the approach that I probably see Microsoft taking with this is more having some authorized third parties that go ahead and repair the Xbox consoles for them, provide the schematics on how to go ahead and for specific parts that might need repair, and be able to purchase those parts directly through the manufacturers instead of having to rely on normally broken old Xboxes, pulling the parts from that and putting into the new one, which is what they had to do a lot in a lot of these older consoles, because there's not really a way to purchase the parts directly from the manufacturers. So I think it's good. It's a step in the right direction. I'm glad that they're taking this approach. I think more companies should have, an approach of, we have our consumers. They should be able to repair their own products, and let's make it a little easier for them. I know one person, like one company that I know I hate for sure that is the worst with this is Apple. You literally try to replace a part, you try to replace your screen, for example, on your iPhone. That shit's gonna lock you out. You cannot do anything because it's not official. So it's stuff like that that it's so anti-consumer, and Microsoft has been pushing the pro-consumer approach for such a long time now with the backwards compatibility. This is just the next step for them. I'm loving Microsoft more and more as this progresses. I hope the more gaming companies follow suit with this as well, with Sony, Nintendo, and just allow people the freedom to do what they want with their consoles, repair their own consoles, go into a third-party reseller or a retailer to repair the consoles as well, instead of having to send it back to the manufacturer directly, pay an absorbent amount of fees for shipping, and also their extremely high repair prices, which could be like $200. I remember fixing one of my PS3s way back then, costed me $150 to send it back to Sony and get it fixed. That is, it's too much money.
Yeah. So I don't really have that much to say on this topic. I will say I do agree with Apple because listen, I have an iPhone 6S, okay? So I'm way back in the past, but it does everything I need it to do. But my battery is dying. I wish I could just pop out my battery and replace it, but I can't. I have to go to the stupid Apple store and pay whatever stupid fee they're going to want me to pay. If they'll even replace it, they might just be like, you got to get a new phone, bro. And I'm going to be like, I don't want a new phone. My phone's working fine. So I definitely see it from that. But in general, my stance on doing things myself is that I don't do it. I don't mess around with anything in my car.
Yeah, but imagine if it came with a set of instructions that perfectly showed you how, like, it was a Friday night building a Lego set.
Bro, I don't even like putting together. I put together the stand for my TV, and all the time over here, I'm like, one day this is just gonna break because I didn't do something right. I don't trust myself. All right,
This is the baby steps to learn how to.
No, I don't want to learn how. I don't want to learn how. All right, the mechanics are a job for a reason. I'm gonna pay them. I don't mess with my car. They're the people that mess with my car. They're the professionals. Microsoft's the professionals. I'll gladly be like, all right, here's my box. You fix this up for me and send it back when you're done. I completely understand people not wanting to do that. If you guys want to take apart your shit and you do it, go for it.
Or
that ain't me.
Go to a third-party authorized person and have them fix it.
Yeah, I don't trust them either. Basically, the third party, I'm very suspicious of. I'd be like, you are some rando that like learned this on the internet. You have no idea what you're doing.
There's actual companies like this, like back in the 90s, for example, technology repair was such a huge thing.
There was technology repair.
Everything was repair. Yeah, because it was all accessible and everything was a lot easier and interchangeable. It's just more in the modern days that's been phased out because everything is now blocked behind, no, we have a copyright for this. You're not using this specific sized nut to fix the whatever you need. So this is a good thing, dude. I'm
not saying it's a bad thing. I'm like I said, I fully support it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin.
All right, guys, you guys are lame.
No, see, you know what happened? This PS4 controller, I tried to repair it. Okay, something was wrong. I didn't even know what was wrong, so I pulled it apart. And now this doesn't even work.
Yes, so there's a couple things that I refuse to open. I refuse to open laptops and controllers. Mm-hmm. When I get my Steam Deck in January or February, never opening that up either because it's too compressed. Mm-hmm. But I would be more than willing to give that to somebody who's a professional and trained on that.
So
that is not necessarily the manufacturer himself.
So it's funny you bring up laptops because my work laptop like froze. It's done this a few times now, but it completely froze, and holding down the power button wasn't doing anything. I held it down for like 10 minutes multiple times. I'm like, is my laptop broken? Like, am I gonna have to go and be like, I need a new laptop? But smart me, I was like, no, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna go get a screwdriver and pop off the back and just take the battery out. So I tried this and it went horribly.
Oh no.
It did not. That thing is not meant for that. I ended up like putting a hole through the outside plastic. Like, and after all that, I finally got it to turn off, Googled it. The battery is soldered in, so I wouldn't be able to pop it out anyway. So listen, man, I'm with you. I think that this is cool for people that want to take advantage of it. I don't want to ever go inside my expensive things.
You probably should.
Agreed.
I think you shouldn't, Kevin. I think you'll break anything you touch at this point.
Can someone please ban the user that just posted in our chat?
Oh, did you just ban him?
I clicked block. I don't know if that banned them from YouTube.
Yeah, I think that should block them.
I think I blocked them.
No.
Yes. What a horrible, horrible human being. My word. I'm not even going to repeat what this person was just putting in our chat. You're a despicable human being. If this is how you have fun, then you're a garbage. You're just garbage. So we're gonna ignore that and move on with our show, guys. I kind of already introduced our next topic here because I'm not up to date with the right to repair. But story number 7, I guess. I'm not gonna introduce it again. It's the backwards compatibility topic. We're gonna go into our fun topic and just what games do we want to be added to backwards compatibility? Tom, I want to start with you. What games, original Xbox, and we're gonna do Xbox 360 for Amon because he's a little baby boy. What games we want added? He's pulling it up on his phone. I see him doing it. You're muted.
How many games did you want?
Just give a few. We'll go around like twice. We'll go around like twice. If you want to rattle off some, you can throw like a little extra on your turn.
Throw in the extras because like I had such a hard time with this list.
Yeah. So all right,
everything's already on.
I put Spider-Man 2, the movie game specifically. I love that game on the Xbox. If I can, Amon's over there like moving.
No, bro, that game was ass. What are you talking about?
No, that game's fire. That game's fire.
That game was sick.
No.
Dude, you were probably like 4 when that game came out. So of course the gameplay's gonna feel a little dated to you, but to the rest of us who love Spider-Man 2, the game, it was amazing.
Wait. Are you talking about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game or Tobey Maguire
Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire.
Oh, okay, Tobey Maguire. Okay, I don't know about that. I thought you were talking about the Amazing Spider-Man one. That was
This is the first Spider-Man game to actually have functional swinging mechanics that actually attach to the buildings. That was revolutionary at the time, and the combat was fun, and just swinging across the entire New York City was fun. And it had good villains. Mysterio was in this game, and he was fun to fight.
It's a good game. Yeah, it's sweet. It's a sweet game. Garrett, what's your first pick?
I would have to say Echo, that dolphin game. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, it's being added to Nintendo Switch Online.
That was an awkwardly fun game. I think that was the first game that I ever played for like just like simpleness. Like you could be a dolphin solving puzzles.
Echo the dolphin.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't even know what to say to you, man. That's an interesting pick for sure.
It was a very pretty game. I remember back in the day. We thought it was cutting edge, but looking back at it now, those were some horde triangles.
That's not a smooth dolphin.
It's not a smooth dolphin.
That's a good obscure pick. Amon, let me hear your first one.
Oh, so I've also gone for a Spider-Man game. I've gone for Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
360 game,
that was
right? Yeah,
the 360 one. I love that game. I think that was
not backwards compatible.
Nope.
Wow.
Dimensions was good too. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick that one.
I'm not sure if it's not backwards compatible, but it's not optimized for the Series X. I'm 100% sure about that, but I don't think it's backwards compatible either. I don't know, but yeah, I'd love to see this game be optimized for the Series X. It's a great game. Still the best Spider-Man game to date.
Wow, that is a hot take. You realize Spider-Man 2018 exists, yeah?
Yeah, that's the second best. It's good, but Web of Shadows was way better.
All
Amon,
right.
I never beat 2018 Spider-Man. I couldn't play it more than a couple hours.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. But
Oh,
I want to
shit.
note.
I
I want to
love that
note.
game.
I want to note
Mhm.
that I am just bad at beating games. Like it took me literally
yeah.
a whole year to beat God of War because I picked it up, played a couple hours, dropped it, came back to it later, and binged it for like 20 hours straight after that. So there's that.
Yeah.
I will add on that I've never played it. I didn't even. It's
What,
not that I haven't beat it. I've never played it.
Spider-Man 2018.
Yeah,
Oh, you should play it, bro. It is such a good game.
I'm good.
Why
good.
why do you not want to play it?
I'm good.
Something about it doesn't really appeal. Like I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, if I'm being honest. My brother loves Spider-Man. He got the He specifically went out and bought the Spider-Man PlayStation 4. Like that was his first PlayStation. Since we had the PS2 when we were kids, so he went out. He went all in on Spider-Man. So he's the guy. I know what happens in Spider-Man 2018, so it's not even like I got the story. It's fine. It's like okay. I'm not the Spider-Man guy, so I don't really like Wolverine. I'm super pumped for. Like now, that's a superhero that appeals to me. I'm down with that. I love Insomniac, but Spider-Man just doesn't really get my juices going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, there's something completely random out of the blue. There's rumors that the next Spider-Man No Way Home trailer might drop this Saturday to rival DC fandom.
I can see that happening, maybe.
I don't need another trailer. I'm already in. Don't show me more.
Yeah, exactly.
My first, I'm gonna say 2 games because they go together. Kingdom Under Fire Heroes and Kingdom Under Fire The Crusaders. I want these games. I love these games. They're not backwards compatible. I'm not even sure. They might be playable on PC at this point. Might be the only place you can play them. But I would really love if these games come back. You don't even have to touch them up. Just give them to me. I will take the whatever, like 480p resolution. Like I don't even care. Just give them to me. You like those games, Tom, right?
I think that's an amazing pick. It's the first big war game I played that I can actually jump into. That's a good pick. I didn't even add that to my list, so I'm glad you did.
Those games have good story too. Like each character gets their own little unique storyline, sweet boss battles at the end. You get the real-time strategy, and then you get the hack and slash Muso style, like when you get up close. It's just like a great game, and I would love for those to come back. But speaking of your list, Tom, why don't you go again and you just go through your list. We'll let you round it out.
Okay, go through my entire list.
Pick your favorites. You can say them all, but pick your favorites.
All right, favorites. 007 Nightfire. This game, it gave me the fix of GoldenEye on the Xbox when it first came out. Story was good. It wasn't like top tier James Bond. This was during the Pierce Bronson era. It was just a fun multiplayer game. It had really good aiming mechanics, and I used to love playing Odd Job on this game because he can take off his hat and throw it at people. And it was the best thing ever. Like literally, that's the only character to pick because he's the only one that has that special one-hit weapon. So you automatically pick Odd Job. Besides that, I have Batman Vengeance. Batman Vengeance is an old school. It's like the old school cartoon Batman. So he's a little bit more bulky. He has the gray suit.
That's a good game too.
Yeah. So it was one of the funnest games I've played. Like I think it's the first Batman game I probably ever played as well. So I'm kind of biased there. So I would love to try that one again. There's also True Crime Streets of LA. I don't know if you guys remember this game. It was big during the whole GTA time frame. You played a cop in this one and lets you drive around the entire Los Angeles. They had literally every road you can possibly drive through in the game. Obviously, buildings and assets were reused, but it was a fun game. I would love to try that one again. Also, they should just remaster that game. You know, if you guys are listening, whoever owns that, remaster it, please. And last, I'm adding my last game. I had so many games on this. Big Mother Truckers. So Big Mother Truckers was a race between a bunch of like siblings. I believe they were siblings, and you had to race to try to make the most money around the city to eventually take over, I believe, your mother's business. I spent so much hours on this game upgrading my truck, and I, for some reason, love the hell out of this game, so I had to bring it up.
I'm with you on Batman. I don't know about Big Mother Truckers. You lost me there.
Have you heard of it though?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, I know what that game is. I don't know if I need that back in my life though. Not what I'm clamoring for. Garrett, you want to give me the rest of your list?
I only really had one more, and that was
Okay.
like the original Pitfall game, where it was like they tried to do like a kid-themed adventure with it. That was like the first Xbox game I ever had, and like it's so obscure I couldn't even find the name of it. But yeah,
Okay.
it was like Temple Run, pretty much.
I'm
But
not
like other than
familiar.
that, honorable mentions, like I was gonna say like Black, like
Oh
that
yes.
the shooter game where it was like all bullets, but like already on back compat. I could play that right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is on back combat.
Like,
That's
There
playable.
was a lot of games that I looked up. I was like, oh, this would be a great pick, but like it's already there. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well, apparently they're doing a good job then.
yeah, like
Amon,
I can't have nothing to say.
Amon, what do you got?
All right, so my next game is SpongeBob SquarePants: The Yellow Ranger.
What?
Yeah, I love that game. That game was absolutely
The
amazing.
Yellow
I think that was
Ranger.
the first.
Was it a
like-
crossover game?
Yeah, with
No.
the Power Rangers.
No. It wasn't a crossover game. It was like an open world SpongeBob RPG. It was amazing. It was probably one of the best games I've ever played. Next game,
Yellow
Oh my
Avenger.
God.
Yellow
Honestly,
Yellow
Avenger.
Ranger.
Can we start
Avenger,
a
sorry,
GoFundMe
Yellow
to
Avenger,
see
yeah.
how much we could pay Amon to not make a hot take in a show?
Especially when SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom
It's everything,
is
man.
the better
It's
game.
everything. I
right,
bet
the
you
next
he
game
might say
I have
once
on my
more
list-
before the end
oh.
of the show.
He's just trying to ignore you.
No, Garrett's voice is really low on my end. Can't hear him
Oh.
properly.
It's all right. Keep it going.
Swing low, speech. Okay, sorry.
All right, the next game I have on my list is Dante's Inferno.
I think that's already
That's
backwards.
already
Backwards
and it's on
compatible.
EA
That's
Play.
already backwards compatible. All right.
Yeah, you can play that right now. Go on Game Pass. It's right there.
Civilization 4. That was the first Civilization game I played, and yeah, great game. I didn't know much. Yeah, and I think I had Batman Arkham Vengeance as well on the thing, but Tom already said it, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I only have two more games, and they're from a franchise that gets shit on a lot, but had some good games, and that's Sonic the Hedgehog. I want Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog backwards compatible
Why?
because
Is
I
that
love
the
them.
one where you got like the little animals at the end of the mission to make like a weird mutant Pokemon fight?
What are you talking about?
There was one of the Sonic games when I was growing up, and I remember that. And it was like at the end of the mission, you could like you saved 15 foxes and like 2 penguins. Then you could take these animals to a place where like you low key gave them to your other animals. And like if you added enough foxes, it got like a percentage faster than the animals that you made accumulation of. you could like get them to go into like little Neopet battles with other people's creature things.
I have no idea what you're talking
Me neither,
about.
but
I swear that
there's
was the Sonic part.
There's so many
Like,
Sonic games that are so random that I'm pretty sure that actually is a game though.
He's
Yeah,
talking
like-
about Chow. What the fuck do you think he's talking about? Yeah, okay. Chow aren't little animals though, and they're not. I never battled any of them.
I swear, which one was that?
I mean, Adventure 2 Battle, you had the Chow Garden. I don't remember ever battling them. I don't remember ever mutating
No, like
them.
it was like mini games. You could add like a bunch of foxes to them, then like, there was like a race mini game, and it would be like a little bit faster or whatever. But whatever. I just like pipe dreamed this game up.
Regardless,
Okay,
those-
Sonic, get on it, create it for me. Don't make me a madman.
Gregor says no, but you can get animals that you can like absorb into your Chow to give them the animals' traits, and you could race them and do karate and shit.
Yes,
I
see?
didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. I just had my Chow garden with my Chows. I didn't do anything with them. They were just there. They just existed. But those aren't. I'm not talking about the Sonic Adventure 2 battle. I'm talking about Sonic Heroes, and that's the one where you have a team of 3. Like you got Sonic Team, which is Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. You got Shadow's team, which is Shadow, Rouge to the Bat, and that robot. Then you had Amy, Big the Cat, and what's her name? Cream? It's Cream the Rabbit. Yeah, that's who it is. She has a Chow. So you had different teams. They go through different stories and levels. And that game's awesome. I would love that game. And then Shadow the Hedgehog is just, Shadow the Hedgehog with a gun. Who doesn't want that? It's dope. No? You guys aren't with me?
I have no idea what that game is. I'm trying
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Oh yeah, Shadow. That game was trash.
No, that game's fun as hell.
You know, it wasn't as bad as like the
multiple
werewolf
endings.
One. Yeah, but to me that was just like, all right, let's make Sonic edgy as hell right now. You know?
Well, yeah, Shadow. Yeah, it was edgy as hell. But there's multiple endings to that game, which is different for a Sonic game. It's Shadow, who is infinitely cooler than Sonic. So, like, I'm all about it, man.
Why is he cooler?
Because he has a cooler design. He's a badass. He's got a better story. His backstory is great. He's a clone, and you're trying to figure out if you're the real Shadow. You're trying to get your memories back. It's a whole thing. It's cool.
Dude, I didn't even know Sonic had a backstory. I thought he just runs fast, and I have to collect the rings and be Dr. Eggman all the time. That's it. I've never played a Sonic game for story ever.
Oh, I like the stories in those ones.
I can name 3 characters or 4 characters: Shadow, Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic. That's literally it. I cannot.
You don't know Amy. You don't know Big the Cat. You don't know Cream the Rabbit.
No idea.
Silver the Hedgehog or whatever.
Silver the Hedgehog. Yeah.
He's the coolest character.
Sonic used to be cool back in the day. I don't care what anyone says. Sonic used to be sweet.
Yeah, like the first 3 Sonic games.
No, the 2D Sonic sucks. I don't even like 2D Sonic.
He was the most all-American blue hedgehog anyone's ever seen.
He's Japanese.
No, dude, he's American. He's from like Wisconsin.
First of all, I don't think he's on Earth, but he's made by Sega. He's Japanese.
Look it up.
I refuse.
Wait, Sonic's from Wisconsin?
There's no way Sonic the Hedgehog is from Wisconsin.
He was from like one of the Bread Bowl states. Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
From Nebraska.
Dr. Eggman was his adopted father.
He's from Nebraska.
Sonic the Hedgehog is from Nebraska.
Don't doubt me.
In what world? Sonic the Hedgehog was originally written as a hedgehog from the small, fictitious town of Hardley, Nebraska, way back in the early 90s. Sega was competing heavily with Nintendo. What the?
Want
What?
to know something else? He also knows how to knit.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
No, hold up. In all American and European comics, cartoons, books, and some manuals published before 1999, Sonic's home planet is called Mobius.
But he's from Nebraska.
Yeah. Fell through a portal or some shit, I believe.
Oh, hold on. Mobius.
So-
oh
Garrett, any idea if the movie Sonic was also in Nebraska? Like, was that the town that he ended up at?
Like it could be, but like
I have no idea
That
where it
was a
was.
very treed place where he ended up at. So like I couldn't believe so.
Damn.
Hold up. I'm on
Kevin's in shock right now.
yeah, I'm on Sega Fandom. Sonic the Hedgehog. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, all right?
Yeah, just
Where-
sorry guys, the show's gonna be 10 minutes longer because I blew his mind.
I don't care how long the show is. I need to know. There's
He's
no
from
way.
Nebraska. Game over. All right.
Game
Oh.
Sonic's home planet is Mobius. In Japan, it's Earth. He lives at a location known as South Island, the location of Green Hill Zone. I know it's telling me Nebraska, but where the fuck is that in the games? When are we ever given any indication that he's from Nebraska?
Is
The
it referring to
manuals.
the
It
animated
wasn't
show?
that it wasn't in the games that he had like a little thing. It was back when like Mario and everybody was getting their own like backstory and things. Sega felt the need to compete with them, and because Sonic was a bigger character in Western audiences, he was written by a Western author. Thus, that story was forged, and him sewing, and like he helped people out like at an old folks' home too. I believe was part of his backstory.
No. All right, you're taking
Yeah.
this too far. Sonic the Hedgehog is an alien hedgehog on the planet Mobius that likes to save the environment by rescuing animals, and then
And he's
saving
from
the
Nebraska.
world.
Yeah,
saved
he
the
fell
world in
through a
later
portal
games.
into Nebraska where he was adopted by a professor who wanted to get all the Chaos Emeralds, and then he went mad with the corruption because of all the poopy emeralds. If you
Wait,
look
what?
into the backstory, yeah, the emeralds actually just collect all of the negative emotions.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
I know
world.
that.
So,
That's
like,
what chaos is
you know
in
that-
Adventure
yeah.
2 Battle.
Yeah, I think it's just hilarious. Like the Chaos Emeralds, you know that time you stubbed your toe, the pain went into Chaos Emerald. I think it's just hilarious. But
Alright.
yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
went
go
way too far into Sonic lore.
I'm gonna go reconsider my life. Sonic is a lie. I still want Shadow the Hedgehog though. I think that's perfect to end it on.
Wait, let's see.
now.
Let's see where Shadow the Hedgehog's from.
He's created in a lab. What do you mean? He's not from
Yeah,
anywhere.
he's not. He's from
He's
like
a
the
clone of
eugenics
Sonic.
facility. I
He's a
don't know.
clone of Sonic.
Yeah, I
the
don't think
Hedgehog.
you're gonna find a different one for Shadow. He came
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah.
After all this nonsense of
Shadow was
damn it.
made in a lab. But
I was hoping he was from like California or something.
oh my god. That's gonna do it for us this week, guys. Tom, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Alpaca Tom. You guys can follow me on my YouTube, Broken Control. I dropped a video over there. I have 110 views. Put it out 2 days ago. Check it out, guys.
Check it out indeed. Garrett, where can they find you? You
you-
earth-shattering human being.
You can find me on Xbox and Twitter at Way1G. I play games and I know things.
Amon, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Amon_M05.
And you can find my broken soul at the Muffin Mon. That's a 1 to 7 I and an O instead of an A. That's all for this week. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.